I also think about, my grandfather living in a generation where a tribal leader probably wouldn't be invited to that sort of a meeting.
That should be of significant.
The leader of one of Oklahoma's tribes invited to talk with the president, chief of the Cherokee Nation, joining a virtual meeting today with governors and other tribal leaders across the country. We have KOCO's Abigail Ogle joining us here. And Abby, you spoke to Chuck Hostin Jr. about today's conversation.
Yeah, he was just honored to ask to take part in this, and they gathered virtually to talk about infrastructure and the bipartisan bill that passed through the Senate, sending more than $11 billion to Indian country across the nation. Chief Hoskin explained to me how the money will be used. He says essentially to preserve Cherokee culture.
You have communities that lack access to the internet, and we have too many on the Cherokee Nation reservation. What you end up doing is you have gaps in people's ability to connect with the rest of the world.
Cherokee Chief Chuck Hoskin Jr. said the lack of broadband internet affects his tribe in several ways.
Kids who don't have the same access to learning that their peers do in other school systems. You have elders that may not be able to take advantage of the telemedicine that we make available to our elders because they don't have a connection.
He said the lack of internet impacts healthcare, commerce, education, and even their culture.
We have 2,000 fluent speakers left. Most of them are over the age of 70, which is a jarring statistic in and of itself.
And those elders hold Cherokee culture, history, and language in their hands.
So how do we connect young people who are hungry to learn the language with elders who still possess the language? Well, it is doing so virtually, particularly in the midst of this public health crisis that we're in, where we really have to stay separated.
He's hoping internet and faster internet is the key to keeping their language alive.
It turns out that broadband is the key to saving one of the most important and endangered languages in the world.
Chief Hoskin also told me the lack of internet causes their smaller communities to wither, saying that we live in a day and age where you can live in a remote area and still make a living in the world stream of commerce if you can connect to it. That's the if. He says if you can't connect to the world around you, people will eventually move. And these communities that were once vibrant hubs within their nation will be gone. So guys, they are very excited to be getting some help there with the infrastructure.